Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Bartemis here, and you'll notice that I'm not playing epic minigames today. Today I thought I'd do something a little bit different. So this is Slither.io, and disclaimer, I am not going to be playing in this game. I want to showcase this extension that I've got for Chrome. I think it's called Slither Sessions, and Slither Sessions has a lot of additional features for Slither.io. See, you can see here now I can change my skin in the middle of the game just by pushing buttons. That's no problem. You can also do the typical thing that most people do, and that's zoom in and zoom out. There's some other features as well, but the coolest one, I think, is if you push T, you get this. See, I'm not driving this. It's a bot. A bot is going around controlling my Slither, collecting all of the pieces. He's quite a clever bot too. He'll stay out of the way of other snakes, and he will go after the pieces that you leave when you die. So if a snake dies and he's close by, then he'll go really fast to pick up the pieces. He's not particularly brave though, and he will chicken out if there's somebody else close by, because another mechanism that he has is defense. See, you saw it right there. He swerved out of the way of that little purple snake, and he even got a kill there. I mean, he's not a particularly aggressive player, but he knows what he's doing, and most of the time he does reasonably well. If people figure out that he's a bot, though, they tend to attack him. They tend to know pretty quick. They circle him and he's history. Anyway, the reason why I'm not playing today is because I wanted to do a follow-up video to a video that Fyremyth uploaded last year. Fyremyth, along with Fluff and Gamer, two of my favourite YouTubers, Fyremyth did a video where he read some stories from when he was in primary school. I found a book from my first year at intermediate. It's my theme book, and I just wanted to read some of the things that are in this book because I thought you might find it interesting. So it's my theme book, and clearly we were doing a theme unit about outer space and the Bartemis biscuits bot. He's just died there, so he's restarting. So it looks like the thing that we had to do here is we had to select what are the 10 items that I'm going to bring with me into outer space. If I went into outer space, what 10 items could I not live without? What would I pack? Number 1, a heater with a radio and solar cells. That's thinking resourceful. I mean, there's some technical flaws in that. The heat. What are you going to power the heater with? What good is a heater in this massive, vast void of space? Or like maybe that's what the solar cells are for. Maybe that's what the solar cells are for. Maybe the solar cells would take the power. They probably would. The radio, don't know about that. Is it a transmitter? Is it a receiver? Because, radio waves from outer space, you've got to have a pretty powerful transmitter and a pretty powerful receiver. But I like the idea. Second, a space suit with large canned food pockets. Okay, so I'm guessing what I'm meaning here is a space suit with large pockets that can carry canned food. That's smart. I'm assuming we're going to get to the can opener, by the way. Otherwise, you've just got some big hunks of metal that are useless. Number 3, a high-power torch with push-button colours. Oh, that's he's just died. That's pretty resourceful, really. I'm guessing the different colours. Maybe we're going to be, just in case you needed to signal to somebody. You could say 3 red flashes means something or other, and yellow flashes means something different, and green flashes. Yeah, that's a good idea. Number 4, mittens with automatic temperature control. Why mittens? Why not gloves? I mean, mittens, your dexterity with mittens is pretty bad, really. You can't really do. But yep, okay, yep. Number 5, sunglasses with wipers. Is that for condensation or for rain? I don't really know, but yep. Okay. Number 6, shorts with miniature super compressed oxygen tanks. So, okay, but haven't we just said that we're going to have a spacesuit with large canned food pockets? So, well, the shorts go under the spacesuit, and then the oxygen somehow goes within the spacesuit? Yeah, I suppose. I mean, we haven't talked about the rest of the respiratory system that you're going to use to breathe, but I assume we'll get to that as well, like the can opener. Number 7, helmet with video camera attachment. So basically a GoPro. Of course, they didn't have GoPros when I was at intermediate, so I had to be a bit more specific and identify it. But yeah, absolutely. Number 8, a belt with an attachable CD player. So even then, we had to travel with some kind of device. You know, people talk about people these days being addicted to their phones and iPads and that sort of thing, but you know what? My generation, clearly we weren't that much different. And number 9, remote control suitcase. Okay. What is that? Just like for the walk to the space shuttle at the airport to walk to the space shuttle to maybe use a remote control to help you get. I don't know. Anyway, and number 10, a backpack. Yeah. Well, I mean that's kind of 101 stuff, really, isn't it? Okay. How are we doing over here? We haven't been doing particularly well, have we? We've got a 673, an 881, and a 464. Right. What else do we have here? So, alien reports. I don't know anything about this, by the way. Okay, so we've got toaster, tennis match, washing machine, traffic lights. I'm guessing that this is the perspective of an alien when they first see a toaster. For the first time ever in their life, they've come down to Earth and they see a toaster. What do they say? Okay, so the alien says, I walked into a building which contained several strange objects. One I was particularly interested in was a box with 2 slots in the top. An adult Earthling walked into the room while I sat gazing at the box. I love how the adult Earthling is completely unfazed by the fact that there's an alien sitting in the corner watching him make toast. Anyway, suddenly 2 brown square objects jumped up from the slots. The Earthling then laid a creamy substance on the square. I then figured that the box made cloths for cleaning and the creamy substance was the cleaning detergent. The Earthling walked away carrying the cloth. Okay. Didn't really build on that, but I suppose it's kind of a good face value observation. Tennis match. So here's what the alien says about a tennis match. I was now starting to know my way around this small community. Nice. So we're kind of getting context and he's getting more familiar with it. But I couldn't help but notice a large fence which was bordering off a large group of people. I decided to witness this strange ritual. My full stops aren't very big here, anyway. Inside, I heard some mention Taranui Street Champ? Then I saw that 2 suburbanites were dressed white and were glaring at each other. They both picked up a long staff-like object, and they began to strike at a green circle. They continued to do this for hours on end, while the crowd stood cheering and moving their hands in unison. Suddenly there was a roar from the people, and one warrior jumped the barrier and shook the other by the hand. I couldn't understand this strange performance. It's a staff-like object? I don't know that I'd call a tennis racket anything like a staff. But maybe an alien hasn't got another object that they can use for comparison. maybe, I don't know. And I dispute the hours on end thing. I think that's a bit of hyperbole. Tennis matches don't really go for hours on end. And they take a long time, but hours? It's a bit unfair. Okay, washing machine. As I walked through Mr. Westman's house, who's Mr. Westman? I discovered a large white device with several buttons on top. It shook for ages, then came to a sudden stop. Then it would start again, but this time with the sound of rushing water. It did this continuously for nearly an hour until finally the device made a bang and stopped. It had broken, I thought. Well, yeah, I think that too if a washing machine made a bang, because I've never heard a washing machine bang when it finishes. Just saying. It had broken. I sat for 5 minutes, then it threw itself into action again. I decided to export one of these excellent party devices to my home planet. So I'm not even going to attempt to read the name of that planet. Hey, he's nearly at 4,000 here. He's doing all right this time. He's had some good luck by the looks. All right, traffic lights. Not far to go, said Mr. Westman. Heck, the lights are red. What lights, I thought. Then I noticed a set of 3 lights. One was not red, another yellow, and the other bottom one was green. The red one was on, and for some reason, there were cars all around me, which were all stationary. The earth things were staring at the lights. Some cars, capitals, come on. Some cars were completely off, and others were rearing to go. Then the whole area became empty. What on earth for, I thought. Yeah, so, so we're still alive here. 4,266. Shall I just keep going? Okay. At Auckland Airport, this is A Visitor as a title. At Auckland Airport, I love how even then I can't possibly avoid slipping an airport into my story somehow. I came across this strong creature, and there's a picture of this, a strange creature, sorry, there's a picture of this creature. Looks kind of like a pig with a beak, sort of, a yellow pig with a pink beak. He had smooth yellow fur, okay, I stand corrected, and a long kiwi beak. Whoa, look at that! Which was red. He also had 2 cat ears and 4 limbs, which he stood on. Tiny full stops. His body was like that of a sheep, with ears and a bit smaller. Who are you? 197. What? Where did you come from? Mars. How did you get around by a hovercar? Did you have wonders about Earth? Earth was my favourite planet. Maybe. Okay. Could you ever see Earth occasionally? Do you have a government? What's a government? I'm lost. I'm really. And then it says, apologies for the conclusion. I spent half my time repairing damaged ones. Don't know. I'm really lost. Anyway, I died. I wasn't paying attention. I died. That has been Bartemis reads some stories from his intermediate years. I have pages and pages and pages of these things. I've also got a camp book from when I went to the South Island when I was in, I think I was in Form 2 or Year 8. So I could go on with these stories for a long time. I can go on for as long as you want me to, really. This has been Bartemis Bixer, and we'll spot you again next time.